The last time I made a video about the 10 games I predicted we would see at the Game Awards. This time around, I'm making the 10 games we won't see at the Game Awards. And I'm doing this because one, I thought it would be a fun video. And two, the universe has a habit of wanting to make me wrong. So some of the games on here are games I actually would want to see, and if the universe is out there listening to like try to make me wrong, have them show up, it'll be a win-win. But yeah, so these are 10 games I believe they won't show up at the Game Awards, in no particular order. Anything from Bethesda. Honestly, at this point, Bethesda, they're in a weird spot. I think the only game they really have going for them at the moment is Elder Scrolls Online. I think that one's still doing well. And obviously Doom Eternal, but I think obviously Elder Scrolls is way off in the distance, and so is Starfield. And I just don't think they would have a Fallout after everything with the online Fallout 76, I believe. That's what it is, right? Yeah. I don't see them showing up here at the Game Awards. If they're gonna do something, I think I think they're gonna want to have a blowout at their own event. I don't think it's gonna be something some here where some with other stuff happening. I think it's something they're gonna have to like control, voice say stuff, or try to avoid the controversies of what's happening, or not even avoid them, but like maybe talk about them. So I think Bethesda will be absent from this showing in the Game Awards. I don't see them showing up or showing anything. Um, the Dead Space remake. Now, I have no doubt EA will somehow squirm their way into the Game Awards, but I don't think it'll be this game. And some people would say they've already showed a concept trailer or just like a little teaser of a trailer, and I think they're a long way off from showing any type of actual full length trailer or even gameplay, to be honest. I mean, technically the game already exists, and if they're anything like Bluepoint, they could have just basically upres all the graphics and just made it look astonishingly amazing, but keep it absolutely the same. But I don't think they're doing that. I think they are changing things. How, I don't know, but I I believe we are not going to see Dead Space here. I would be surprised if they did show up, just because of I didn't think they're that far along enough to show anything. All right. Okay, this one's a bit weird because technically they did show up at Keely's game night live on night live. I keep forgetting the name of that event. Point is, because they showed up there, I don't see them showing up at the Game Awards. Actually, yeah, yeah, yeah. I honestly don't see them showing up at the Game Awards. They've already had their kind of big debut. They had their network testing out. The people were able to try and play, and you can see there's footage all around the place. But I don't see them showing anything else about this game. At least not until closer to the release date, which is in February now because of the delay. So I think Elden Ring is a solid out. I very much doubt they're gonna show anything new or show anything more uh anytime soon. And if they do, it'll again be closer to the release date in February, and I don't think it's gonna be happening here at the Game Awards, as much as some people would probably love to see it. Okay, this one is one of the ones that I'm just like, I'm saying it because if the universe wants to prove me wrong, let me be wrong. But even though development have been stated to be going very smoothly with Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2. I don't see them really showing anything off at the Game Awards. I think they would save something like that maybe for something personal for themselves, or maybe something with PlayStation, or in general just for E3. I mean, again, if the universe is listening and wants to prove me wrong, let it be this game that they prove me wrong on, because I would love to see something. Because again, they have some people have speculated or have said that development is farther along than a lot of people might assume, and that's because obviously they got a lot of the technology iron in the first and Final Fantasy remake. They got all the technology worked out, and they just need to now expand on it and tune it and focus it. So they say development is farther along than a lot of people assume, but I just don't see them showing something off this or showing something this big off. Okay, that's mean to say because they have shown some big stuff off at the Game Awards, but I just don't see them. I just don't see Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 2 showing up at the Game Awards. Again, Universe, if you're listening, prove me wrong. I would love to be wrong. So, yeah, this is one of those ones that hey, I would love for the universe to prove me wrong on. Forspoken, another Square Enix one where again they've shown the trailer. They've shown the not really a game. I mean, in engine. I'll say in engine because they really haven't shown a gameplay trailer. This one, I it's actually plausible they might show up. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, there's a good chance they might show like a 30-second or a minute long gameplay, like her going somewhere, fighting some dudes, and that be a world premiere of the gameplay trailer. But honestly, again, I just don't see them doing that. Again, they already showed off their new trailer at the last, if I'm not mistaken, was it the last play state of play that they showed off the new trailer? They showed more of the game and in engine, the movement and like the how you would technically the magic spells that you would fight and all that stuff. But yeah, I really don't see them showing up at the Game Awards either, to be honest. Just because they've already had or shown off their little tidbit, and now they're just gonna go hunker down again and start tuning it out even more. So I don't see this game showing up at the Game Awards either, honestly. This is kind of a no-brainer. Um, they had again at this last state of play, they finally showed off their big, not just story but gameplay trailer, and I just don't see them showing up at the Game Awards to show off anymore, just because of how secretive they've been about the story and how. I mean, at the ending of the last trailer, Boda, I think that's her little girl's name. She did say that we'll be getting answers soon enough, which is I'm assuming that was like a little hint to the people that we're gonna get answers soon. But I don't think it would be at the Game Awards. I would assume it would be at another state of play. And again, this could be one that I'm wrong on, but I just don't see them showing up just because I believe that after getting out their gameplay trailer, they've they're now hitting the ground running. They are just trying their damnedest to get everything tuned and ready for whenever the release of this game is going to be, which I believe they said is just holiday of 2022. Can't remember if that was the case. But yeah, I believe they're hitting the ground running at the moment. They're not going to have time to show off any more of the game for now. If they do, it's going to again be at another state of play or it's going to be at E3. So I don't see Ragnarok showing up at all. Again, maybe I'm wrong. Universe, universe, prove me wrong. All right, similar to EA's Dead Space. Actually, different from EA's Dead Space, Dragon Age. Now, they've actually shown up at the Game Awards before. Of course, it was just a little teaser trailer showing Solus and all that. And they've been radio silent for a good long while now. So I mean, the possibility of them showing up isn't isn't none. But I just don't see it happening, especially with the controversies surrounding the game, especially now that they've lost another writer or creative director or something. I know recently they've lost again another writer or director for this game or of Dragon Age in general. And I just don't see them showing up at the Game Awards in light of this news. I think development of this game is in a bit more flux than they might let on. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. And there's my dog barking like crazy. And but yeah, I don't think this game will show up at the Game Awards. Again, they've had a history of showing up, I think in the last two. If I'm not mistaken, it was 2 years ago they showed off or they announced in general that it was happening. And then I believe it was last year that they showed off the Solus teaser. I believe. Could be wrong. I could be misremembering, but I'm pretty positive that's the case. Again, in light of the news with the departure of the writer or director, I can't remember which one. I think Dragon Age is in a bit of flux right now, and I just hmm, I don't see it coming to out to play. I don't see it. If on the off chance it does, it'll be a quick concept trailer again. Because I remember, was it E3 where they basically showed off some people, but then they showed off like little snippets of the development of the game, like a person rolling or the combat, how it looked, and how they're making it an more action. It looked like, yeah, yeah. No, it was act. What am I saying? It was like more closer up behind the back, like action heavy, where the last one was a bit more farther away, third person action. Um, I think if they do show again, I think if they do show up, it'll be a quick gameplay snippet, and if not that, it'll just be it'll be a panoramic or a little I forget the name term for it, little voyage through the location we're going to, which is Tervinter. It's gonna be like a quick little flyby and somebody monologuing about Tervinter and what it's like in the city and how corrupt it is and all that crazy nonsense and the power struggles and families within. And it's gonna be like a little pan shot of the city, and then it's gonna end on a specific character, maybe Varric, maybe Dorian, maybe the player character, for whatever. But that's if it does show up, which I highly doubt, given again the turmoil it's the game's been going through at the moment. So I honestly don't think this game will show up. It may because it has a record of showing up before, but I just don't see it. Okay, Marvel. This one is a bit to clarify because I said in my last video that I believe Midnight Suns would show up. Uh, but so to clarify, when I say Marvel, I mean Sony Marvel. Like we are not gonna see Spider-Man 2. We are not gonna see Wolverine. I don't see either of those showing up at all, especially Wolverine, because Wolverine's like, I believe they even put it at the end of the little teaser. It was like 2023. So yeah, Spider-Man, again, they showed a quick little gameplay, whatever, mashup, whatever you could call that. But again, I I have even this one, I am not afraid to say it will not show up. I nothing Sony Marvel will show up at this game. I don't believe. I highly, 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 highly doubt Spider-Man 2 will show up. I highly doubt Wolverine will show up, and I doubt anything else Sony and Marvel will show up, except for Midnight Suns. Midnight Suns is the one Marvel game I'll say that we're gonna see. We are gonna see that game at the Game Awards. And okay, this one's a bit weird because this game has blown up. The when it first got like shown off to like foreign people, because I think it was a Chinese developer that was showing off this game or making this game, and I think it was just a concept video at the time, but obviously it blew up like crazy, and I'm pretty sure investors and everybody else is jumping in, and they even had a second trailer or gameplay showing a while back, and I heard some people. I can't say something. I'm gonna say I heard my friends speculate that this game is gonna show up, um, but not in the way you think. It's gonna show up to show that hey, this game is coming to America. Hey, we're partnering and we're working with um, you know, American or whatever publishers to get this game to the US. And they were saying that it was going to be that type of announcement made at what we would see at the Game Awards. And as much as I would like to see that, and as much as I think it will happen, I have no doubt this game will come, to other countries besides, its country of origin. But I just don't see it showing up at the Game Awards. I believe because it's being streamed to so many people and so many things, I just don't see them showing this game off, especially or that type of announcement. That's gonna sound horrible to say, but I just don't see them doing it. I don't see them taking uh you know one of their spots to just announce that this game is gonna come to the US when we all relatively know that's gonna happen regardless. Again, universe, prove me wrong. I would I wouldn't mind to see this game at the Game Awards. I wouldn't mind to see more because what they have shown, the game is amazing and it looks to be fantastic. And I have no doubts in my mind it's gonna sell bonkers. It's gonna do very well. But I just don't see it showing up here or showing anything new. Because again, so far, everything they've done on their own website. They've posted trailers on the website, on their own YouTube channel, I believe, or wherever. So, I mean, it would be an awesome get for Keighley to be able to show this something new of this game off at the Game Awards. I will be incredibly impressed if it does show up. And like my even though my friends are saying they think it will, I just don't see it. At least not now. Uh yeah, I just don't see this game showing up at the Game Awards. Rocksteady is notorious to for only showing the game off when it's ready. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was like getting blood from a stone for them to even get a trailer out for the WB or Warner Brothers spotlight that happened a while back. Because again, they are notorious for like only showing the game when it's ready, and because of that spotlight, I think they're back in hunker down mode, and they're not going to show anything of this game off anytime soon. The one game I think that will show up from Warner Brothers, and I forgot. I now that I was thinking about making a second video, adding more trailers that I thought were going to show up. I think the Harry Potter game might show up, but that again, that's not Rocksteady. That's Warner Brothers. But again, because of Suicide Squad, Warner Brothers. Whatever. I think the Harry Potter game is gonna finally show back up again at the Game Awards. That's one of the games where it's been radio silent for a long while. And Warner Brothers, I think they've shown stuff in the past at the Game Awards. So I think we'll see Harry Potter at the Game Awards. Not 100% sure, but I do believe we might see something from them. The one thing we won't see is I don't think we'll see anything DC. I don't think we'll see Gotham Knights, and I don't think we're going to see Suicide Squad. But Harry Potter is a good chance. I'd give that one a 50-50. So yeah, those are my thoughts on what games will not show up at the Game Awards. Again, this video is like a 50-50 shot of letting the universe trying to prove me wrong because it has a habit of doing that. So come on, universe, some of those games prove me wrong on. But yeah, those were doubts or just my thoughts on what games will not show up and what I kind of hope do. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like or a comment down below. I'd really appreciate it. And just remember, I'm just a gamer.